Hi everyone, today's trade recap. I marked my key levels and all-time high, which is right there. Mark that, previous day high, previous day low, which is also acting as our key level, and then Asia high. I was under the impression that we're going to come take this draw in liquidity even right before the market opens. I still somehow think it might come and take this draw in liquidity just because I don't see any swift liquidity here. But when the market opened, I didn't take any trades for like an hour or even more than that, honestly. Just because this just flushed so quick, and there wasn't a trade represented in this retest, but since it was the 1 minute first open up the market, and I didn't really want it to be in a trade on the 9:30 a.m. That's why I didn't take this retest. But I did notice it, and we call it on Discord that this could be a good retest. But it's just a 1 minute. Literally, this was 9:30, so it was a little riskier. We didn't take this trade, and then we waited for here all the way. As soon as we start flushing to here, that's where I was under the impression of, we're just gonna come take the draw in liquidity up to 240, but it did not, and we just started creating higher lows, as you can see it. So since we started creating higher lows, now I'm looking to see what we do in the open market right here, and then what are we doing in key level. So by now you all should know that key level is above key level is always bullish for me, below key level is always bearish for me. That's how I see key levels for me. And when we came to the key level, this was also previous day low, as you can see. So above this area would be bullish, below this area would be bearish. And when we came to the key level or our previous day low, my trade entry was right here. I know we consolidated for I don't know, longer than 10-15 minutes here. And I entered on this candle, this bullish imbalance, just because if we look into it, the reasoning behind it is we started creating. Let me turn this off. So the reasoning behind my trade is we were above key level. Second, we started creating higher low, and this was one of the reasons that I wanted to get long. As you can see, those are all higher lows. Higher low. Higher low. Let me I mark those on while I'm trading, but this was literally like the confluence behind my trade. That's why I went here. I did go a little heavy size just because I didn't take trade for like an hour. Was looking into price actions, just didn't know the clear draw in liquidity. So for that reason, I just wanted to take a trade against something that I would need to work on it and journal it for today. But as you all see, we started creating higher low, even though it's in 1 minute. So I entered it right here. Short, long. I entered, I believe it was around above this area, somewhere here. I was around here somewhere. I entered there. My stop loss was actually pretty huge, just because I wanted my stop loss to make sense. Yeah, that was the stop loss. What just happened? Anyways, long position. I entered here and stop loss was under this higher low. I was targeting actually this area. I was targeting this or this one of them to be taken out. So either Asia high, and then I was also planning on bringing my stop loss to break even once we break this area. But it didn't go in our business. We just flushed and then it went back and then this candle literally stopped me out. I did went a little heavier on this one. I would say I usually go 10 micros, so I went 15 micros. Oh yeah, I went 15 micros or something on this one. So a little heavier just because, I was looking to chart and I was like, yeah, the setups are not clear. And I was in a desperate to take a trade, but good thing is that I only took one trade just because the drawn liquidity somehow I thought the above key level we're going high, which I still think we're going high. We'll probably take the Asia high and then I don't know if we can go to previous day high, but we'll probably take this highs. So yes, my drawn liquidity is pretty clear. The only thing that I would need to work on is that make sure from my understanding, it's okay to wait and not take a trade on some of those days, or sometimes just wait for some sort of pullback to be retested. For example, this would be a good retest pullback as we are trying to this 5 minutes imbalance. Not only this 5 minutes imbalance, but this area is so confirmed just because we were testing this lower high. Yeah, we're testing this lower high, so it makes sense in a way to that this area we would have waited for this area and then strong pullback or pull to the upside or downside. But anyways, it is what it is. This is a one trade and it was a loss. Pretty much, I would say the size of almost 1.5 trades, so it's like 15 micro contracts. But this is the trade and this was the ideas behind it. I still think we're going higher, taking the Asia high, but I'm going to call it a day just because the price action, I don't really like the price action and the drawing liquidity is not that clear. Well, it is clear, but we're also, if you see the 1 hour, we are testing the imbalance. So is it worth it to it's okay to not take a trade in one day or just call it a day. So we are testing this area. This could just go super liquidity, grab liquidity from this area and then pull back. That's why I'm just going to call it a day, but this was the trade recap for today. Take care everyone. Thanks for watching, by the way.